So yeah, I could bend the string almost across the whole fretboard. Hello, this is my Scalloped Fretboard guitar, and I'm going to give you a quick introduction to a few of the things about it, and also show you how it affects some of the techniques that I use with it. Okay, first of all, before I play anything, there's going to be some feedback here because I've got the amp on. You can see it's heavily scalloped, very, very deep. If you can see that scalloping. This one is a Honer, and you can see that. Please stick with the video. Video quality will improve. It's just I don't get very good close-ups, and you get to hear some stuff in a minute. And you can see that, but what happened is also this one's a particularly unusual model. Well, it's been modified, to be honest. This is, I think, a Seymour Duncan pickup, so it's a bit higher output than what it normally would have had. I don't have the clamps on because I don't tend to use the bridge. And when I first did it, some people were wondering why it's got gold paint on. When I first did this, when you scallop it away, it takes away, at back depth especially, it takes away the position markers, the plastic dots on the 3, 5, 7 and 9 and the 12 and so on. So what I did was, rather than draw a single dot on, I thought I'd do the whole fret a different colour, then it's very, very easy to see. And if you look further up, I continued it with this stripe, which was imitating really the kind of thing they have on a charbel. I think it looks pretty cool. It's in gold paint, and I didn't even have to buy the gold paint, especially because I was painting my radiator gold. So you can see there, I just used what I had left, and it did a really, really good job. That's Arden Bright, it's called. Arden Bright gold paint. It doesn't generally, it's designed for painting outdoor and metal furniture. Things like railings, okay? But so it generally, it's very, very long lasting, and it's not likely to come off. But with a lot of play on the frets there, you can see it has started to wear on the actual neck. But I think that looks pretty cool. But it's fairly worn. And it's a rosewood fretboard, but I ebonise these using Indian ink, so it goes jet black. It looks like ebony. Okay, and that's what I want to say about it, really. But actually, I will say a couple more things. Some people wonder how hard it is, and do you need specialist tools? You don't need any specialist tools. If you do it the way I did, I just got a piece of sandpaper, folded it over a couple of times into a tight wad, and then just rubbed it on the fret. And I did that each fret. And the thing is, because they're all different sizes, it's hard to get a special tool that could do all the different sizes. So I just did it by hand. And plus, I didn't want it to cost too much. It took me, on average, 20 minutes to 30 minutes per fret. And it took me about a week to complete. Okay, so on to the techniques. I use, for example, I would say mainly it's vibrato and string bends that people assume, and that is true, but it does affect that. It's much better, in fact, but there's other things. One thing I think is best for is legato, because if you can see, difficult to see, hang on. My fingers can drag off, they can really hook round the string. I've only got one hand spare here, so I can't keep the strings quiet. So they hammer on, but then they won't, by leaning in, they won't touch the wood of the guitar because it's too far away, the edge of the finger, and then you can pull off almost like you're hooking round it, like you're plucking the string. So you can get more definition with your legato. That's an exercise I like to use for legato. you can see I can really get my fingers underneath. It makes it a lot easier. And as for things like tuning, people say, don't you press so hard you got to tune? That's not the case, because when you press down a string on a guitar, you rarely press it all the way down, if ever, all the way down to the wood. So you're not doing that anyway. And when you play, the only thing that actually, well, your finger does touch the actual fretboard itself, not just the metal of the string, is if it's from when it's tilting from side to side. So the side of the finger might touch the wood of the guitar, and it will quite a bit on a normal guitar. Just the side, not the part that's touching the string, either side of the finger, what's remaining of the finger, to the left and the right of the string, will touch the wood of the guitar, but not on a scalloped fretboard because it's too far away, especially if it's heavily scalloped, which means when you're playing an arpeggio, all you can touch is the string itself. You don't actually feel the wood in between. So technically, you can technically you can not. Technically, you don't have to even. It won't slow you down if you're touching the other. Because you're not making that extra bit of contact with the actual wood of the fretboard. Speed-wise, it doesn't really make a lot of difference to me. If you get used to it, it's slightly more comfortable to play. Perhaps you could get more clarity on pull-offs, and I do find that string bends, which is a big difference. Hang on, get it nearer. You can see that I'm holding out, I've got 3 fingers stacked up, that's how I do a string bend with a thumb running out. And so I could keep going until it broke, because you can't actually feel the fretboard underneath, so you can just keep going. Which means, if you do a string bend, you can add more really high string bends. Actually, I had the tone turned down. That's better. So you can really put a lot of effort into the string bend, and it won't. You can also get a lot more crazy. Put the whole thing out of tune, I think now. So you get more crazy sound on that. I do similar with the right hand as what I do with the left. So it's two-handed legato. You can see, very easy on this sort of fretboard. Almost sounds like I'm using a whammy bar. Actually came off the edge of the fretboard of the second string. See? So really crazy, but I think it takes a while to get used to. I haven't actually used this guitar for over a year because the strings were ancient. I've just put some new strings on, which will soon go out of tune. Especially if I play it like this. So yeah, you can get more vibrato. I'm over. By the way, I'm deliberately exaggerating it just to prove a point of what you can do with a scalloped fretboard. You can almost make it sound like a whammy bar if you really go for it, because of the freedom for the amount of freedom for extra expression in terms of wide vibrato. So there you go. Probably overdoing it there really, but there you go. And of course, like I said, if you're into more neoclassical stuff for your arpeggios and even fast picking scales, but you don't ever you only make contact with the surface of a string. If there's one word of warning, because I mean this is a good test for it because I haven't actually played this thing in about a year. I was playing it all the time at one point, and when you do play it a lot you get really used to it, but when you first start playing it, it's like you haven't got a reference point as much, you're just hitting the strings directly. So your judgment of getting the exact centre of a string with less of a reference point has to be slightly better. That's good enough. Probably not going to get much of a mouthing sound with this pickup. The scales, it's not really necessary to demonstrate picking too much, but I will a little bit. That's the thing that it really affects least, other than, like I've said, your fretboard doesn't get in the way. You've got to really try to feel where the strings are, because you don't get that quite the same sense. It's ever so slightly not being able to feel the fretboard either side of your finger. It's a slight, almost sensory deprivation if you first get hold of one of these Scalloped Fretboard guitars, but if you want to do something with a lot of over the top string bends. It's very good. See? So that's it really. That's it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I plan to do more on a scalloped fretboard, because there is more I can say about it, and there's also more I can say about various aspects of my stuff and my guitar technique and style. Hope you found it interesting, and thanks for watching. Cheers.